We're obviously hugely blessed to have Her Royal Highness continue to support WiMENA. I now have the absolute pleasure of introducing to you Lamia Bahaian, Vice President, Saudi Arabian Football Federation. Lamia is the first female Vice President of the Saudi Football Federation, a true pioneer in women's Saudi football, who has been involved in the game for 15 years. She supervises the SAFF, Women's Football Department, and during her time at the Federation, she has set up and established 4 national teams, 2 leagues, and 4 regional training centres across the kingdom.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the introduction. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this incredible gathering where we celebrate today the power of women in sport, where we celebrate progress and the power of it. So I hope everyone is caffeinated enough, energized for a beautiful day ahead. For those of you who don't know me, I'm going to reintroduce myself. My name is Lamia Bahaian, and I am the Vice President of the Saudi Arabian Football Federation. For those visiting Saudi Arabia for the first time, welcome to the land of opportunity. Welcome in a land that speaks the language of possibility. For those who are returning, welcome. First, I would like to thank who made this today possible. His Royal Highness Prince Khalid bin Bandar, the Arab British Chamber of Commerce, our event partners, Laura and Tara from the WiMENA, and my fellow speakers, and of course, this beautiful crowd. As mentioned by Her Royal Highness, Princess Rima, which she is the role model and she is an idol for a majority of us, this gathering is not just an event. It's an opportunity for us to shed light on the progress made in women's sports. It's an opportunity for us to connect, to talk with each other, to collaborate, to understand each other, to know each other better and better. So let's take advantage of that. Not long ago, when we used to talk about women in sport in Saudi Arabia, the idea was so distant. The idea was what are you talking about? It is unseen, unheard of. But today, it is a reality. Today, we're moving forward, and we are unstoppable. Women in sport in Saudi, it's breaking barrier, it's thriving, and it's rewriting history. We are redefining sports. What once was a dream is now a movement that is driven by an ambition, fueled by opportunity, and embraced by a nation that is so youthful, a nation that believes in the power of sports to transform lives. Across the kingdom, Saudi women are not just participating in sports, they're dominating new stages, they're rewriting history and inspiring future generations, and they are enjoying it. And we also, what happened in the Paris Olympic, Dunya Abu Talib and Masha'il Al-Ayed, they did great and they were enjoying their time. Today we have 37 national women's teams across 25 different sports. Female sport participation is now only 2% behind men's sports, which is incredible. And when we talk about women's sports, it is impossible not to talk about women's football, the dearest topic to my heart, the most beautiful, inspiring story of all. Just a few years back, we didn't have anything related to women's football. We didn't have a department, it was not recognized and not supported. But today, we have a dedicated department since 2019, working 24/7 to develop women's football. Today, we have 4 national teams, and the A national team is now FIFA ranked. We have 7 competitions for females under our federation. And the highlight of it is our Premier League in this 3rd season, where it is broadcasted locally and internationally. And it's attracting so much talent, not only from the region, but from the whole globe. And we also need to talk about our girls in schools who are playing football, who are now over 70,000 girls playing and enjoying football in our schools. And most importantly, in our federation, we have equal treatment and equal pay. And this is the most important topic if you want to empower women in sports. So this is not just growth, it's a transformation. And of course, this change didn't happen by a coincidence. We didn't wake up overnight and said, everything happened and let's celebrate. It's a result of Vision 2030, a vision led by the Crown Prince, our visionary leader, Mohammed bin Salman, and backed by each and every Saudi. We wake up every day believing that this is not only the nation's vision, this is our own personal vision to make our lives better, to move forward each and every day. It's a vision that is making our lives and making progress in each and every sector, a commitment to equality, opportunity, and most importantly, a future that knows no gender when we talk about talent. The investment is real, the infrastructure is strong, and the momentum is unstoppable. Saudi Arabia is not just opening the doors for women in sport, we are actually bringing those doors down. But progress does not happen in isolation. What we need is partners, allies, and friends with us on this journey. People who believe, like we do, people who share the same passion, people who know how powerful it is in sports to make change and to change lives. Because we are in a room full, I'm pretty sure you are all passionate about women's sport, and I believe that we all share the same goal. We all want to wake up one day knowing that there is a girl everywhere, she has the opportunity to shine, that she belongs in a sport, that she belongs on that field, and she has the right to dream, to compete, and to win. To those of you who have been with us since the start of this journey, thank you very much. To those who are joining now, welcome to the future of women's football, our women's sports. Enjoy it with us. And to those who are still wondering if Saudi is ready, just watch us. Enjoy your time in Riyadh, talk to one another, share ideas, and let's elevate the women's sports all together. Thank you very much. The floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lamia. I'd now like to introduce you to Annamarie Phelps, CBE, Vice Chair, British Olympic Committee. Annamarie has elected as a board member and subsequently Vice Chair, British Olympic Association, having served at the Athletic Commission. She has had a truly amazing career, former world champion and a world record holder in rowing, and represented Great Britain at the Atlanta Olympic Games.
Good morning, everyone. I'm delighted to be here. There's a really clear feeling of optimism about women's sport across this region. And it's incredible to be able to share the platform with so many amazing advocates today, involved in sport as athletes, leaders, in events and in business. Thank you, Tara and Laura, for the invitation. I've spent the last 2 days meeting people across the GCC and visiting facilities that have really filled me with hope. For me, as I know for many of you, sport has been transformational, and I'm passionate about making it inclusive and accessible to everyone, whether they're talented or not, whether they come from a wealthy background or not, and whether they have a disability or not. Being active should be a right. And thankfully, there's increasing recognition that sport is an essential, albeit undervalued tool for social change, building skills and experience that, let's face it, are essential throughout women's lives. We know from research that children that play sport do better academically than their peers, that families whose mothers are active raise children more likely to be healthy and successful, that girls who play sport go on to earn 7% more than their peers, and women who play team sports at high school or university level make up 94% of female leaders in business in the US. As nations and communities look to expand their economies, to create sustainable growth, to support increasing populations and often aging populations, the health and well-being of their people is essential. And this incredible progress, despite this incredible progress, it isn't universal. Across the world, we see the rights and freedoms of women being withdrawn. Women are still significantly less active in every country in the world, more vulnerable to gender-based violence. And in times of crisis, nationally or in the home, women are the most impacted, the first to give up their free time, their visits to the gym, to stay at home and to care for their families. And we're seeing pushback. Last year, in an Ipsos survey across 31 countries globally, it was reported an increase in fatigue relating to gender equity initiatives across even younger generations. Over half of the people surveyed, 54%, believe that when it comes to giving women equal rights, things have gone far enough in their country. Over half of the men across these countries believe that we've gone so far we're discriminating against them. And yet across the world, a significant proportion, 2/3, believe that without those men's active support, gender equality can never be reached in their country. Thankfully, there are many male leaders in many of our nations, including many here today, in business and in sport, who recognise that providing equal opportunity for women and girls to play is not only the right thing to do, but it's a no-brainer from a business perspective. We hear much about tipping points, record-breaking revenues and record attendances. In 2024, women's elite sport revenues were predicted to top $1 billion US. I strongly suspect it way surpassed that. Football, basketball, volleyball are leading sports with star players becoming household names, professional production and extensive broadcast. Women's sport is a growing business, and the fans of women's sport are more loyal to the brands that sponsor their sports. Whether as investors or advocates, these men need to be nurtured and encouraged to speak out, because in so many industries and nations, they still hold the key to change. And let's not forget the very many savvy women in women's sport, investing in women's sport, including the likes of Michelle Kang and Serena Williams and Whoopi Goldberg. But this continued growth and success is not guaranteed. The pandemic exposed the fragility of women's sports around the world, usually the first to be shut down and the last to be restarted. Whilst high-profile sportswomen can inspire young girls to pick up a racket or a ball and get out and play, not every role model needs to be a superstar. We need deliberate action and sustained pressure from everyone. Let me come to conclude with a few words on the importance of working together, which we've alluded to and we've heard about in the first two speeches. Gatherings such as this and the work we do at the IWG are essential. Our simple aim at the IWG is to contribute to a world where all women and girls thrive in and through sport. I don't say this lightly. To create an inclusive and accessible culture in sport requires serious change. It requires an unpicking of centuries of built-in barriers and bias, a legacy of ancient Olympic Games and 19th century codification. And yet, while men's and women's Olympic and Paralympic medals are given equal status on medal tables, the success of women isn't often valued, rewarded, or invested in equally. As the world's network of networks, the IWG brings people together across the world in person and digitally, locally and globally, to share learnings about what works and help one another to address challenges. And next year, we'll conclude the UK's 4-year tenure of the Secretariat with a global summit on women and sport in Birmingham in July, bringing together senior sport leaders, policy influencers, and decision makers. And we would love you all to be there with us in a show of strength to shine a light on the successes you are having here in this region and through WiMENA, to share and learn from others around the world. Because if we are to give all women and girls the opportunity to thrive in and through sport and on into the rest of their lives, we need global, systemic change that embraces our daily choices, the decisions of everyone, from urban planners to politicians and leaders. So whether you're a schoolgirl, an Olympian, or just a mum who runs, we can all serve as inspirational role models for young girls around the world, shaping attitudes towards women's capabilities as leaders and decision makers, and especially in traditional male domains. Thank you.